Hello everybody, good to see you all again. Been a while since I made a video on any project, but I thought that this one warranted a video as I'm rather excited about it, so I wanted to show it off. Okay, first off, what have I been making with all of this stuff here? This is a PDM tracking device. It's a new case that clicks on the outside of the PDM to allow you to find it in case it gets lost, which is very important for those people that need them. For those of you that don't know, a PDM is a device that connects up to something on your arm or your leg to deliver insulin wirelessly. The insulin is stored in a pump on your arm, usually arm, it can be elsewhere. But this device tells it how much to give, and it calculates the amount for a ratio of carbs and what level you currently are BGL. But if you want to look more into that, do look it up. It's quite interesting. Anyway, so I got asked to make this by my brother, and I thought it was a good idea. So here we go. This is the first iteration of the case side of things for the actual device. It had a couple issues. This overhang was a bit too much. It wouldn't allow the device into it. While the width was fine, it just wasn't quite where we needed to be. This needed to be shifted over slightly, and so did this. This needed to be shifted up and made a bit wider. So overall, this is good start, and it's very boxy because don't put the time in making it until you're sure of tolerances if you can avoid it, and you don't want to waste material either. This was the first part of the S-Tag carrier case, which was a failure. This was the third iteration of it, and it was still not working, so we got rid of that. It was just the wrong shape, wrong size. Tried going through a couple different things. The thickness, because we thought the lip might have just been a bit too much, so we lowered the lip, so it's about half the thickness, still not good. The next iteration of case was what came about next. As you can see, flax, I remember it supports this time. These corners were almost nothing at this point, which was bad. I need to make them a little bit more, halfway in between the other one and this one here, which we'll see in a minute. But that's been widened, raised up slightly, and also lengthened. The hole's been shifted slightly, made bigger, but still not quite good enough. But we gathered enough information from this design to move on to the final design of the case. This is the final design of the case. It looks very much like an old iPhone design, and I tried to make it look as nice as possible, and I think it turned out pretty well. The button well is now recessed, as well as this is now in the right spot for the charging port. The corners now have halfway in between the old one and the new one, and it worked pretty much flawlessly, held on tight and did not let go. Next up, we got the next iteration of Smart Tag holders. This one we had to actually snip to allow it to slip in, which was both good and bad. It means it was the right shape, almost perfectly. Bad because it was a bit tight. I just snipped it to make sure that it didn't get stuck in there. Once that was done, then my brother, he suggested we change the design up a bit, which put a delay in the works, because that one was ready to go to print once I'd loosened the top claws, but he wanted to be able to pop the battery out, so that's what we did. We made the bottom out. These versions, they fit the whole S-Tag perfectly, but the bottom was too loose, so it would just fall out if you shake the device slightly, and we can't have that. This was the final design of it. We ended up going with this one. It was just a little bit more secure and looked a little bit nicer, so we went with that rather than this one. Just these were two variations that we could have gone down in case we need to slip it down and then through, but this worked out fine. You just press it up and through and you're all good, which finally, after a while, brings us all the way to this. This is the device that it has been holding all along. As you can see in the corners, there are plenty of spots where it maintains a grip. Here we've got the buttons. You can press them in, but they're still protected from accidental knocks and dings, and they look pretty nice in there, I think. Over here, as you can see, it's integrated as flush into the cases. We could make it without taking the S-Tag apart, which he did not want to do. The battery tray is accessible, and yes, the charging port is up top on this device. I'm not sure why, but that's what they decided. and I will not be turning it on because that's not necessary, but this can be popped out if needed. But there's a little button there that releases this battery tray. So for whatever reason you need to take it out, you can. However, it is in there quite securely. There's a little bit of rattle, but that was just to allow it to be slotted in effectively. It's not coming out. And yep, let me know what you think of it. This was a while in the making, and I've got a lot of other projects to show you guys soon. And thank you for watching. Yeah, see you all next time.